An out-of-control puppy rushing the front door is a safety hazard, but a puppy calmly holding a stay on a designated mat is safe, manageable, and out of harm's way. So we call this the place command. Teaching your dog to go to a specific spot and stay there prevents dangerous door dashing, stops them from jumping on guests, and keeps them from the table. To get started, you need 3 basic items: a handful of high-value, pea-sized treats, a visually distinct mat or dog bed, and a healthy supply of patience. Puppies have naturally short attention spans. Recognizing this before you begin helps you keep training sessions brief and positive, preventing frustration for both of you. Step 1 is getting the dog onto the mat. Guide your puppy toward the bed, and the exact second all 4 paws touch the surface, deliver a treat and say the word place. Next, bring them into a down position. Hold a treat right at their nose and slowly move your hand straight down to the floor to lure their body down. We teach this from a down position because lying down is a naturally relaxed posture. It is physically easier for a puppy to hold a down for extended periods compared to a sit or a stand. Establishing this comfortable, grounded physical position is critical. We have to create this stable baseline before we introduce any challenges involving time or distance. Now we must define the endpoint of the command. We use a release word, like break or free, to tell the puppy the exact moment they are allowed to leave the mat. Deliver a treat to your puppy while they are lying on the mat. Then stand up and clearly say your release word. Immediately after you speak the release word, toss a second treat a few feet away across the floor. This forces the puppy to physically step off the mat to retrieve their reward, connecting the word to the action of leaving. Without a dedicated release word, you are not actually teaching a stay. You are just waiting for the dog to decide to move on their own, which teaches them that your commands are optional. Once the puppy understands the mat and the release word, we introduce a systematic framework to make the command harder, the 3 Ds of dog training: duration, distance, and distraction. Only increase 1 metric at a time. Pushing multiple buttons overwhelms the dog. We begin with duration. Ask your puppy to place, then count to 3 before you reward them. Look for eye contact. To train distance, ask for a place, then take 1 single step back. Pause, step back to the puppy, give them the treat, and use your release word. Gradually increase your steps as they succeed. This training text highlights a critical requirement. These metrics have an inverse relationship. If you increase the distance, you must temporarily decrease the duration. As the research shows, increasing all 3 factors at once creates a recipe for failure. Scaling these 3 metrics individually builds a reliable, heavy-duty command. This structured approach ensures the puppy stays successful and motivated without being overwhelmed. Distraction is the final and often most difficult layer of proofing the place command. Test your puppy's threshold by introducing controlled interference. Gently drop a treat on the floor or bounce a ball nearby while they hold the position. If the puppy breaks their stay early, calmly and gently guide them back to the mat. Do not give them a treat for this reset, and lower the intensity of the distraction for your next attempt. Training through these controlled distractions bridges the gap between practice sessions and real-world situations. It prepares your dog to listen even when their environment is busy or unpredictable. Put the steps together and you have a complete sequence. You give the place command, the dog lies down, you leave the room, a distraction occurs, and the dog holds position until you give the final release word. However, as this training material explains, dogs are poor at generalizing experiences. A rule they learn perfectly in your living room does not automatically transfer to a completely new environment. To make this behavior permanent, you have to actively rebuild the command in diverse settings. Move the mat to your front porch, the driveway, or a park, and practice the same steps again. Combining strict consistency, positive reinforcement, and clear boundaries requires patience, but that investment will give you a rock-solid command that keeps your dog safe for the rest of their life.